Obsidian is the most powerful personal note-taking app. It lets you take notes on your own terms. You can change how it looks, but more importantly, you can change how it works. You're not locked into one way of doing things. Obsidian is what all software could be, but almost never is. Here's why Obsidian is the best personal note-taking app around. Let's talk about what makes Obsidian really stand out, which is the extensions. If you open the settings of the app, you can go into this section called Community Plugins. And once you turn this on, you can add all sorts of different functionality to your app, including changing the way it looks and the way it works. Once you're in here, you can go and browse for new plugins. Let's add the Excalidraw plugin, which lets us draw inside of our editor. Let's also go ahead and add the Data View plugin. These are the two most popular plugins, and for good reason. Once we add this, let's go in here and enable all the features. So to start with, the first plugin we added, ExcelaDraw, gave us this new button over here. If we click on that, we get to come in here and now we can start drawing. This would work a lot better if I had a stylus. But one area where ExcelaDraw actually really shines is in creating diagrams. Let's create a quick diagram here. We'll add some arrows. And each of these gets a name. And in here, we can put the answer. This is obviously a very simple one, but I've used ExcelaDraw on many occasions to draw out technical diagrams to explain an architecture to other team members, as a software engineer. It can be very useful. Now let's take a look at the Data View plugin. Let's create a list of all the notes in our database so far. So you can see that here we have a list of all the notes in our database. But what makes this more interesting is that as we add more notes, this will also update. So if we go back to our list of notes, you can see that that new note was added here into the table. This plugin also lets you use JavaScript, if you're familiar with that. Here's a query to find all the pages that start with the letter O, capitalized. If we make it lowercase, we get nothing. But if we make a new note that starts with a lowercase o, and we go back to our list page, you'll see that it appears there. And since this is code, if we want both, we can just say that we want both by taking this thing and converting it to lowercase. And now we get both. It's case insensitive. What makes this so powerful is that Obsidian did not have to provide these features. And you, as the user, didn't have to write the code to create these features either. Because Obsidian allows extensions, other people in the community can go write extensions like this. And you can find the code online if you're interested. So those extensions change how Obsidian works. But what if we just want to change how Obsidian looks? We can do that too. You can select a theme, and right now we don't have any. So let's go install some. Let's use some of these most popular themes. Let's go with this blue topaz theme, because that looks slightly different. And you'll see that our page looks significantly different than it used to. We got new icons over here. We got new colors. And just like extensions, you can customize all this or create your own. You don't have to rely on Obsidian to make the app look how you want it. And you also don't have to rely on anyone else. You can use what the community gives you, but if you want to, you can go customize any of this. All this customizability in terms of functionality and in terms of appearance is why Obsidian is the best personal knowledge system. I do emphasize personal though, because Obsidian is not the best if you need team collaboration. Let's go back to our drawing. If you want collaboration, then you're much better off with Notion or something like it, because you just put it in a browser and anyone on your team can access it. It allows comments. It has a whole bunch of features that are built specifically for teams. In fact, even though I'm a huge fan of Obsidian, I also use Notion day to day for a lot of structured information, like all my various YouTube videos as they're in progress. Whereas Obsidian is better for all your personal notes. So that's it. Obsidian is great. It is, in my opinion, clearly the best for personal use. And on top of all that, even if all these reasons weren't enough, it's also free. And it doesn't try to get you to use any specific AI features that you would have to pay for, unlike certain other note-taking apps. So there you go. Obsidian for the win. That's all for today.